So your first marathon or second, how many miles a week do you need to be training to complete it with confidence or to PR? I've done 22 marathons in 3 years, from a 3:36 to a 2:41. I'm going to tell you what I wish I did from the start. Now I'm running 113-mile weeks to 130-mile weeks. I'll put it here, training for my 750 miler. The second part, why zone 2 does not matter when going for your long runs. Let's get into it. So my first marathon, I made the mistake. I was listening to all the coaches. 40 miles a week, 50 miles a week will do it for you. If a coach is saying that, he's one, soft, and I will say that with confidence. Debate me in the comments, because you're holding your athletes back. If you want to just finish a marathon, yes, that is fine. You can get away with it. Was I prepared? No, my body was extremely sore. I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know how to do certain workouts, and I didn't have that much mileage to play with in my training. Now, if you're going to actually go into a marathon second time and really want to PR, you're going to have to add more volume. More volume allows better stroke volume, a better engine. It's not just about speed. It's about building your aerobic base to the point where you can go forever, and more mileage allows you to play with more speed workouts. So you can get faster at the same time as building that aerobic engine. You can rarely do that at 40 miles a week. So when I wanted to compete, I really wanted to go the distance. I'm not a 220 marathoner, maybe one day, but when I went from a 3:36 to a 2:52 and I plateaued there for a little bit, I went from 50, 60 miles a week all the way to 90. I saw a massive change in significant difference. Then I was looking at what the pros were doing, because I wanted to get close to a 2:30. I shot for the 2:30. I went from 90 miles to 120. I saw a massive difference in the amount of volume, my heart rate, my speed workouts, everything like that. Now, of course, this matters, and it's true, because if it wasn't true, a lot of the elite runners would sit there at 40, 50 miles a week and they'd be elite. But that's not how it is. Less isn't more. The more that you get in is the more that you get out. So you have to raise your volume if you want to compete. And you have to understand that there's a massive correlation with that and running. Second part, zone 2 doesn't matter. And here's why. My long runs have never been in a zone 2. It's what's worked for me. Now, does it matter when building a base? Yes, it does matter when building a base, and some runners need it. But if you want a PR, I highly suggest that you throw in tempos, negatives, progressions into your long run. You're not just going to do every single long run at an 8:30 pace, which could be your zone 2, for example. Show up to marathon day and run a 6:30 pace when you've never done that for multiple miles or 15 to 18 miles. Your body's going to break down. It's not going to know how to flush and use lactate. It's going to cramp. It mentally is not going to be prepared for it. I can tell you a lot of individuals will not know what it's like to push past that pain for that long. So my zone 2s are just 5 to 10 miles in the beginning of a long run, and then the remainder of the 15 to 20, sub race pace, negatives, whatever I need to do. I'm building myself up. And the reason being is because when you go into a marathon, are you going into a marathon and wanting to PR and going off of pace or going off of heart rate? You're going off of pace, making sure you nail your paces. Your heart rate when it comes to race day doesn't matter that much. Your paces are going to matter. You're going to know what you're going to hit. Your heart rate's going to be jacked up from the adrenaline, the corrals, right? The environment, that kind of thing. But your pace needs to be true to itself, and you need to practice that on your long runs if you want to PR and do well. I'm a huge proponent of that because it's what's worked for me. And I very highly recommend it for people because it will up your game. It will make you faster, bigger, and stronger, guaranteed. But if you just want to go and do a marathon and build your base and that kind of thing, keep your long run zone 2, but add in some fun race paces to get your body used to it. So to wrap it up, yes, I wish I added in my volume and I stopped listening to the coaches that were holding me back. Now I listen to coaches at the Olympic level that I've been coached by that are training people that are running 100 to 120 mile weeks. And there's a reason for it. It's because that kind of mileage will get your aerobic base, your engine where you need to be in order to get bigger, faster, and stronger. The other thing is get rid of your zone 2 at times. When you up your volume, you have more miles to play with. Hence, your zone 2 can now be recovery and maintenance miles, and you can add in more tempos and stuff. The more that you get in is the more that you get out. And I have one life and you have one life, and I highly suggest going hard every single day, going against the grain and seeing what you're capable of. That's how I train. That's what's worked for me, and it will continue to work for me as long as I'm eating, sleeping, and recovering properly, because training is extremely taxing. But if anybody has comments, questions on this, I will reply and answer every single one. That is how I cut my miles down, why you need to add volume, why zone 2 at times doesn't matter when you're going to PR, and everything like that. So I hope this video helped. Let me know.